Yeah, I slept through it, actually. What's up, guys? Hey, James, what's up, brother? If they bunted, the game would have just ended faster. You guys ready? It's 10 o'clock.
Millard, Baratek, Cabrera, and Bellhorn down in the number 9 spot. Tim is right now. There is no question about it. John Leeper, 1-0 in this postseason, 12-3 this year at Yankee Stadium. The 0-1 to 0-2. John Leeper, an unusual combination. He's a ground ball pitcher, but he pitches inside also. You know the story by now with Damon. As you look at Leeper, who's trying to get him out, his scouting report. And that record at home at the bottom, 12-3. Damon runs it foul. Damon is 2 for 24 in this ALCS. That's an 0.83 average for
the story I was telling you pregame
year for this Red Sox lineup.
This was the first
David
night.
Ortiz, after the game-winning hit last night, said, "I need some help. I need some help." Damon spoils it.
Him and Carl Crawford were so similar, except he was better.
The urgency with the Yankees and their fans, thinking this can't happen. The Red Sox can't come back from a 3-game sitting on Jefferson.
No, it wasn't.
The last 2 nights, thrilling evenings at Fenway. That's why 2-2 as Damon tries to work Leeper.
This dude was a sick ass.
The Red Sox have been saying
at
the start of this ALCS, why not us? And the guy who's been wearing that T-shirt around every day, Kurt Schilling, will be on the mound in the bottom of this first.
Got my shirt on now, baby.
You look at the regular season numbers for Johnny Damon, that's what makes the numbers in this ALCS all the more surprising. 304 average, all the runs, the RBIs out of the leadoff spot. Not a factor in this series yet.
I wasn't hyped. I was relaxed.
Full count. Johnny Damon is
Last year, I watched this game live with John Lieber.
Just misses.
Excuse me.
From Lieber. That's a foul ball. It hit Damon while he was in the batter's box. It rolled to Clark. We'll have another 3-2 pitch. Looked like it hit his right foot. Yep. Hit the toe of the right foot. Immediately called foul by home plate.
Donner still is awesome. What a great dude, too.
Damon thought he had walked, and he does an about face. Johnny Damon was really the only guy to stretch Lieber out in Game 2. Lieber was really even better than Messina in Game 1, who was perfect into the 7th inning. He had a good at bat, but in the end, Lieber won the battle. Bill Miller is up in the number 2 spot because he's 15 for 33 lifetime against his right-hander Lieber. One ball, one strike. The Red Sox are trying to become.
See, when they don't have the camera on me, that's when I was putting the ketchup on.
At Game 7, after being down 3 games to none, the best of 7 series. The broadcast also available in Spanish by utilizing the SAP button on your television, and that has got to hurt anytime, especially on a night like this.
He wasn't an odd throwing motion. He had no arm.
Being a ground ball pitcher, and he can also jam hitters. Well, he hits Bill Miller trying to come inside. Posada setting up inside. And that pitch on the outside of the right thigh as Miller is aboard.
Here's Ramirez.
Doesn't matter how you get on, it's if you get on. The Red Sox with only 2 base runners. And the
I don't remember.
6 innings
I wasn't thinking about it.
Game played at Yankee Stadium. That was in Game 2 against Lieber.
Ramirez with a runner on. Ball 1.
No, it wasn't.
David Ortiz.
I had it covered.
Wasting it next. One on, one out. Ramirez. Good pitch on the inside part. Strike 1.
Most pitchers believe that you have to throw hard.
Was she really?
In order to
That's
jam
badass.
hitters. That's not true. You have to be accurate to jam hitters. Right on the hands of Ramirez.
What a beautiful swing. I think I do, Rev.
Shattered back, fly ball right field. Sheffield. 2 out. Take a look at how the Yankees cover the field, Ortiz.
Yeah, Jake Scobie was, yeah.
They've seen enough of Ortiz. And so has the Yankee bullpen.
What a compliment to be
Joe Buck's a liar.
Al, good work down there, buddy. It's good to have you back up here.
Thanks, guys. I'm not sure if he's serious or not.
I'm completely serious. 1 on, 2 out. Ortiz takes
A strike.
for ball 1. You look amazingly fresh for being down there in that weather.
Yeah. Thank you.
As cold
Manny
as
was.
it is, if you can't be fresh in this, I don't know.
This gets the juices flowing, and these fans here at
No,
Yankee Stadium
never.
hoping
Oh.
that tonight is the
About
end of
10
this
times in my
ALCS.
life did I feel untouchable.
Ortiz drives the car. And they'll do it for the Red Sox in the first. The story was Schilling. The ruptured sheath around the peroneal tendon in his right ankle. A lot of talk about him wearing high tops, and they found the right type shoes for Schilling to pitch with. And the story is he's not pitching with them, as Al showed us out in the bullpen. And the question is that the marking itself that they're shooting into that ankle, or blood from the
Stupid,
shots?
see?
It's like a scene from The Natural. Schilling climbs the mound and prepares to take on this Yankee lineup. First pitch popped into right.
I'm not sure I can explain to you how enormous that was right there.
Gibson battling the wind, 1 out. Take a look at the Yankee lineup. You know Jeter, he's out. Now Alex Rodriguez will walk to the plate, the number 2 hitter. Gary Sheffield, Hideki Matsui, Bernie Williams, Jorge Posada, Ruben Sierra, the DH, Tony Clark, and Miguel Cairo. See the numbers last night, 1 for 13 with runners in scoring position in Game 5. Game 3 was 4 hours, 20 minutes.
First pitch outs are something you can't understand their importance, but that leadoff out was enormous for me.
5 hours. And then last night, 5 hours and 49 minutes long for a 14-inning affair.
That was the pitch.
Won by the hit, David Ortiz.
That was the pitch I kind of knew the night was going to be all right.
Yankees jumping on Schilling early. Jeter swinging at the first pitch. Now Rodriguez.
We highlighted Outlier so much with regard to Schilling driving off that backside. That gets the attention of these fans and Alex Rodriguez. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And that was the pitch I needed to make sure that they knew that I was okay.
Replay of this pitch up and in, but it certainly looks better on the part of Schilling driving off that backside.
Well, I agree, and it's really about tempo. Well, you can look in the face of him, too. It's about tempo. Pitchers have certain styles with their delivery and their cadence, and from right now, he's not holding back at all. He's got a good tempo, and he's being aggressive.
Up and in. And then over the outside corner, ball and 2 strikes. His career in the postseason, phenomenal. Co-MVP back in 2001 in the World Series for the Diamondbacks as they beat the Yankees. He and Randy Johnson, the MVPs. The 1-2 for Rodriguez.
How did he not swing at that? Fucking 20-foot split finger fastball.
They're very creative around here, and that continues here in Game 6. Who will he come out as next? 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. .94 miles per hour from Schilling, and his velocity in Game 1 was 89, maybe 90 at the most.
So fucking dry there that night.
Velocity's one thing. Whether he can get on top of that splitter. He's only thrown 1 splitter. That was the 1-2.
Did I feel bad? Hell no.
For Rodriguez.
Rodriguez steps out. Popped up foul, right side, Barretta. Out of room. You saw that guy dressed up. At least I think that was the guy dressed up. That's the ghost of Babe Ruth. That was who's the guy? But Aaron Boone talked before this series started about what Derek Jeter used to tell him. He said to Aaron Boone in that 1 year here, he said, the ghost will show up here eventually, occasionally during the regular season. But come October in the postseason, they have a tendency to show up a little bit more often.
Yeah, we are, Beef.
Red Sox trying to win this Game 6 tonight here at Yankee Stadium, and Rodriguez is in a battle.
He knew he missed that. You hear that shit bomb?
2-2.
Well, so much is said about how important it is for a pitcher to use his legs. But Tim was saying even velocity. Velocity isn't always the indicator as to how a guy feels. It's his command. And in the instant for Kurt, he's got good command of his fastball, but how can he get through the split finger? It's an off-speed pitch, but you still have to use the backside.
Rodriguez reaching out, lines to short, 2 down.
Talk about a good teammate right there.
To the infield, no errors. The only error for the Red Sox is ALCS by Manny Ramirez last night.
No one talked to me when I pitched. No reason to. What are you going to talk to me about? I didn't see or hear any of it.
Reaching for it, a pop up. And Millar hauls it in a perfect first inning. He made it look easy here in the Bronx. Schilling and the Red Sox through one. With the Yankees, no score.
Joe, as your agent,
Watch the World Series on Fox. Don't miss it.
So the guy next to me right there is Chris Careni.
Schilling had allowed
He was our
2 runs.
pitching trainer coach.
6 runs after 3 innings. He got a perfect first as Trot Nixon.
He was the guy that kind of lived with us. He was our guy.
The mist has slowed down considerably. But it is windy.
No, curveball I started to shove off with.
You're watching Fox Sports, broadcasting in the world's finest high-definition standard. Here's the 2-0 to Nixon. 2-1. Nixon bumped up to the number 5 spot. Millar and Veritek, the next 2 hitters. To the right side.
Oh, I always heard the crowd. I wanted to hear the crowd.
John Lieber has not lost in 7 starts. He and
Oops.
have been the 1-2 punch for the
Sorry,
Yankees
John.
so far in the postseason. He's got a no decision
Such a good dude.
against the Twins. The Red Sox 3. Kevin Millar now.
No, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to it. Yeah, exactly. That's who he was.
One of the reasons for Lieber's effectiveness, he's not a hard thrower. His breaking ball is not particularly sharp, but it's the way he brings the arms down while the ball is still in the glove.
Yeah, that's not why.
Jumps at the hitter. Nothing smooth.
0-2.
Hitters don't like that. They like to pick the ball up very freely, very quickly. Right? Finish.
1-1.
No, Lieber's good, man.
Millar is on with a 1-out single. Kevin Millar has the first hit of the night. Jason Veritek will bat. 1-on, 1-out.
Oh, Michael, thank you, brother.
Snaps his arms down. Right there.
No.
That ball was left up in the strike zone, and Millar gets his 4th hit of the series.
Now it's Veritek. In his career in postseason baseball,
That's where I almost went.
Veritek at this park is a .423 hitter.
I was going to New York before I was coming to Boston. Because that's where Shonda wanted to go.
He had a hitless regular season here at Yankee Stadium in 04.
I don't know him. I didn't play with him.
A bunch. Testing Rodriguez. His throw. No good. 2-on, 1-out. That caught everybody by surprise, especially Rodriguez. With a treacherous footing and a wet baseball, Rodriguez got nothing on that throw.
Sound play right here. A blueprint laid down the third base line.
Fastball, curveball split, and a slider-ish.
Chance to get Veritek. Nicely done.
But I use my slider more to lefties and righties. Yep.
They had the infield covered until about 40 minutes before game time. So they tried to keep that infield grass as dry as they could. You can see that baseball was soaked by the time Rodriguez picked it up. And it's 2-on, 1-out for Cabrera. He's thinking about the same thing, or at least trying to make the Yankees think about it. Ball 1.
It was a good play by Veritek. It would not be a good play by
Yes, you
Cabrera.
do.
A A chance for the Red Sox here in the second.
It's a hanging slider out over the plate. First one was a very good pitch down the way. That's a pitch that Cabrera definitely would like to have back.
There's the situation. With Cabrera at the plate, 3 out of 20 in his career against Lieber. Good pitch, strike 2.
No. Splitter was the easiest pitch to throw.
Cabrera thought that ball was going to be inside.
No, that was 2003.
And it stayed inside.
Johnny Padres was one of the reasons I made the start.
Two and two. Cabrera 2 for 7 in this situation. Runner in scoring position. That's Millar at second and Varitek on with a bunt at first.
Cabrera's a good fastball hitter. You see Lieber going with all sliders there, trying to get Orlando to pull off with a ground ball.
Millar got no jump. He had to make sure it got through, and the bases are loaded with 1 out.
See, he goes right to Cabrera's weakness. Cabrera trying to bring A-Rod in. There's a hanging slider. And that's a backup slider. You hear hitters refer to that slider like a cement mixer, where they anticipate the ball being away and stays inside. That slider right there was right down the middle. It was a poorly executed pitch. Not what Lieber was trying to do.
Millar had to hold up right there because the ball was close enough to Rodriguez to be caught. That's why he ended up on third.
Hang on one second, guys.
So the bases
I mean,
are
you can
loaded
watch it.
with
I'm not
1
watching it
out.
right now.
Got
I
1
was there.
RBI the entire postseason for Belmont. And a lot of that. Set a club record for strikeouts during the regular season. He struck out 10 times in the series against Yankee pitchers.
20 at bats, half the time.
Watching this series, the Yankee pitchers have just been pounding Melbourne inside, and he keeps swinging at it. It's almost like he's swinging over. You can't see it.
Now it's 0-2.
Posada sets up a way. It's actually down the middle. Unlike in Lieber's game, too, he throws some pitches where he does not want the ball to end up. When you throw balls down the middle at this level, major league hitters are going to hit it hard, like Cabrera did.
Bellhorn at this point just trying to put it in play somehow. The count stays 0-2. Last night finally broke out of it. Had 2 hits in his last 4 at-bats in the 14-inning game. The other 2 at-bats ended in strikeouts. Left side, slicing toward the seats.
Good control is throwing balls when you want to. Also, not only strikes. And with the count 0-2, Lieber with the luxury of trying to get Bellhorn out on a ball out of the strike zone. Preferably inside off the plate.
I'm hurt.
Bellhorn grounds to second. Jeter in the middle. Lieber out of trouble. A golden opportunity for the Red Sox in the second inning to take a lead for Schilling. Comes up with a sip. Matsui coming up.
Probably the guy I least like facing in that lineup.
Loans, insurance, AIG. We know one.
Hideki Matsui first up for New York. 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Matsui, Williams, and Posada. Against Kurt Schilling, who had a perfect first.
This was the guy I was most concerned about this night.
Strike one. This season against Boston, 24 games, has 28 RBI. 0-2. But what a difference, games 1 through 3 for the top 4 hitters for the Yankees, a combined .491 average. The last 2 games, the top 4 hitters have hit 146 with only 5 RBIs.
I'm organizing here, guys,
Matsui a part of that. 0-2 delivered.
because it wasn't a good slider. Like, I didn't have a power slider. I didn't have a good slider to righties.
Two.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I couldn't stand facing him. He was the guy. He made me as uncomfortable, more uncomfortable than anybody in that lineup.
Matsui leading off. Sticks the bat out, pokes it into left center field. Damon is there. 1 away. Top of this inning, right before the double play hit into by Bellhorn, Orlando Cabrera was talking with his first base coach, Lynn Jones.
You can't get out of the way, you better knock him over. Okay? What prevented Cabrera from knocking Jeter over? He thought that Cairo had a chance to come in and tag him. You could see that moved away, and that prevented it from bearing down.
Joe West was behind the plate.
Already seen in this series that Cabrera will bear down on a middle infielder. Even though he is one himself, playing shortstop for the Red Sox when he
By the way,
Cairo
guys,
last night.
phenomenal fucking teammate.
Ball one low.
Phenomenal teammate and a horribly underrated player. That's what cost us 05, by the way, trading him. That was an enormous loss.
Fastball here. 2-0.
Anytime a catcher sets up inside the left-handed hitter with a guy like Schilling, you know it's going to be a fastball because breaking balls are implied. In other words, you're not going to call for a backdoor breaking ball, particularly when you're behind in the count.
Yes, you are. But
Williams pops it up. 2 out.
I liked Tim McCarver. I really did.
Well, guys, no scientific explanation as to why Kurt Schilling is not wearing those high tops. The Red Sox say after all the adjustments that have been made to them over the last couple of days, he's just flat out more comfortable with what he's wearing tonight.
All right, Kenny, thanks.
Wearing the armor of God is what I'm wearing, boys.
On Friday with the high tops on. And then going back to the regular low-cut shoes.
The armor of God.
There was really no magic inside those high tops anyway. It was just something to give that right ankle more support. For Schilling, a couple of things. I think they found the right place to give him the shot of marking a better spot.
Thank you, Yankee Stadium win.
Game 1. Something that hits that area better, that takes the pain away. The danger for Schilling is when that tendon crosses that ankle bone, if it were to rupture, it is a big deal for a guy about to turn 38 in November. A guy who's got a couple of years left on a contract. Right now, it's just the sheath around that tendon, which is going to be repaired at the end of the season. But if that tendon were to rupture, then his pitching future would be in doubt. 2 balls and a strike on Posada.
You know what? He was a good hitter. Like, I had to have my curveball to get him out. And I didn't always have my curveball.
Posada trying to become the first base runner tonight for the Yankees.
Instead, he's going to go.
He'll do one better. Into right field. At the wall. Is the wind going to hold it out? At the wall to end the inning.
That's when I walked off the mound. See if they show it.
With this wind whipping around in Yankee Stadium, that ball got out to the wall and died. Schilling trying to bring it back in. No score. After 2. Kurt Schilling used all of his body language, body English, leaning, doing everything to try to keep this ball in the park. The wind howling in from left field. Posada had to get to the wall and fall. And now the first pitch is a ball to Johnny Damon, who struck out his first time up. Red Sox in the second got a 1-out hit from Millar, a bunt base hit from Baratek. Cabrera singled in the left. Millar had to hold the third, and then Bellhorn bounced into a double play.
No.
Johnny Damon missing that pitch by 6 inches. That top hand.
If I had to shake a guy off the lot, he didn't catch me very much.
Totally confused.
1 ball, 2 strikes. This is one of the last guys Damon would want to see with those career numbers against Lieber. A guy who is 2 for 25 in this series. Damon the opposite way for a leadoff base hit.
Posada was not a good catcher. Oh.
So Johnny Damon is on. Look at that wind blowing his hair around. There's the best indication of how much the elements are going to be a part of the night.
That hand flying off the bat, and then a check swing. And then with Lieber in the hole, that's the Johnny Damon that Red Sox fans are used to seeing. Little top hand grounder the other way.
So the leadoff man is on for the first time tonight for Boston. And here's Bill Miller. Hit by a pitch his first time, takes the ball. Miller was drilled in the leg, and then Ramirez flied out. Ortiz grounded out.
Hey guys, I'm organizing stuff. No, don't say sorry.
Damon is
I'm with you, Aaron.
In this postseason, 1 for 2 in this.
Love to miss my teammate every night at 7:05. Pudge. Defensively, probably Pudge.
With Toro Alexis, Ailey due on November 15th. Bill Miller just hoping that Ailey holds out until the Red Sox playoff run is over.
Kenny Banks, leadoff hit by Damon. Bill Miller waits for a 1-1 delivery. And the Yankees are concerned about Damon over his first.
Yes, he was. No, I'm with you, Aaron. If you want to lose 55,000 IQ, read his book.
It's just a short. To Jeter, 2 outs.
In the scouting report, we said a ground
You don't
ball
pick.
pitcher
I mean,
who
Tech
can
was the
also
starter,
jam
so.
hitters. Well, he gets his ground ball for the second inning in a row. And the Yankees turn their second consecutive double play.
So Miller is retired, and Manny Ramirez will bat with the bases empty. Double play in the second, double play here in the third. Ramirez has been doing a lot of this, hitting with nobody on.
You don't have to. You're warm. Yeah, when he talked about the fact that he got divorced from his wife because he was bored shopping for furniture, like, that's one of those real world things, Aaron, that people don't understand. Like, my wife sat with his wife every night at the game. They were friends. No, actually, I'm organizing. Well, I don't know if I'd call it organizing per se.
2-1. After that,
The guys like with that lack of a self-awareness, like, really?
First inning. Lieber pitched to scoreless first. This place is quieted down as they've seen Curt Schilling face 6 and retire all 6. 3-1 now on Manny Ramirez.
See, what you guys don't remember watching this, what you guys don't remember, and I'm sure you do, but you can't understand, we were down 3-2. Right? I mean, we were a loss away from the season being over.
The double play follows. On to the third inning. Here in game 6. Still no score. It has taken John Lieber 50 pitches to get through 3 innings. In game 2, through 5 innings, he had only thrown 45 pitches. And while we don't want to get too hung up on pitch counts, as Sierra takes the ball up and away.
Ruben Sierra, I'm convinced, he did meth before this game.
The category of teams playing with very thin bullpens and very tired bullpens. That includes Rivera. That's hit down the right field line, hook foul.
But I'm saying, you know,
1 ball, 1 strike on Sierra.
you guys are all asking about the sock and all this other shit. We're down 3-0. You know?
Is hitting 429 with 4.
I'm serious. I think he did meth before this game. Because some of the shit he swung at was like...
Torrey sticks with him, even though Lofton made the start against Schilling in game 1. Good pitch, strike 2.
Good splitter right there. He got on top of that one, and it went down to Ruben Sierra.
Dude, I didn't have a good game. This was all about surviving.
Most effective when it looks like a strike, but isn't.
Here's a 1-2 to Sierra. 2-2. Talking about a guy in Curt Schilling who led the AL with 21 victories, 21-6, second best ERA, and third in strikeouts with 203.
No, you something, guy. I'm going to show you guys something. Hold on. That wasn't a beautiful pitch. Hold on a second. I'm going to show you something.
Tumbling
I'm going to show you something.
7 in a row now retired by Curt Schilling.
Against the Yankees in the 2001 World Series, Schilling.
Hang on.
Lieber pitched to scoreless first.
Sorry.
This place is quieted down as they've seen Curt Schilling face 6 and retire all 6.
Hang on, I'll show you. All this for nothing, but I'm going to show you something real quick.
Hit and double play follows. On to the third inning. Here in game 6. Still no flies that I think the Yankees have now joined the Red Sox.
Watch.
The category of
This is how I knew I was on the. Not new, but like
Very tired bullpen.
why.
that includes Rivera. That's hit down the right
I'll
field
show
line,
you.
hook foul.
You have to watch. Very specific. Watch. Hold on. All right, so it's 1-1 now.
Strike on Sierra. Last 4 games of the postseason is hitting .429 with 4
I'll show you. Hold on a second.
multi-hit games.
No, it's not on my computer.
So the Tory sticks with him, even though Lofton made the start against Schilling in game 1.
So at some point in the at-bat, Tech's going to want to throw a fastball up.
Good pitch, strike 2.
Good splitter right there.
All right, so now we're 1-2. Now watch this pitch, guys. Ball up and out. Okay? Watch where the ball goes. That's how I know. That's how I knew I wasn't as sharp as I needed to be. See him up?
Sierra. 2-2.
All right. Did you see that? Did you see where he set up? I'll back it up one more second. Watch where he sets up and watch how far I miss.
Right. What is it?
Watch. Watch where Tech wants his pitch. See him sitting up?
1-2 to Sierra.
I missed it by fucking 9 feet. That's a horrible pitch.
Kurt Schilling, who led the AL with 21 victories, 21-6, second best ERA,
Horrible
third
pitch.
strikeouts with 203. Good rip by Sierra.
See, look at that. That's terrible too. I'm getting away with some shit, and I knew it at that night. I knew
The
it.
scouting report on Sierra is he's a fastball hitter. He's always been a fastball hitter. Against right-handers this year,
No, it was just
all 16
trying to be
home runs he
consistent.
did on fastballs. Splits, changeups, something slow with depth.
But I was trying to, but I didn't make the pitch. That's the point I was trying to make. Good split.
2-2 now. Sierra strikes out, and that's the first strikeout of the night for Kurt Schilling.
Once again, the splitter, and watch how Sierra swings over it. Futilely.
Yeah.
Tumbling action. 7 in a row now retired by Kurt Schilling.
If that was game 1, he hits that out of the park.
2001 World Series, Schilling made 3 starts, was 1-0 with a 1.69 ERA. He was the starter in Game 7, the game that was eventually
I
won
missed it.
by Luis Gonzalez.
I saw it, Lieutenant. I never missed any of that.
The opponent's average against 162. That's as big a reason why when the opportunity was there to get Kurt Schilling, the Boston Red Sox went out and grabbed him.
His second start in both series.
You want me to turn it down?
Controversial. Was with the ankle problem here, with 3 days rest. The 2001 World Series.
Clark flies one into left field. Manny Ramirez is for out number 2.
0.
Bases empty.
I wasn't.
You can play Hit the Pros presented by the all-new GMC.
That's not something I don't even remember. I only remember it between innings.
Log on to foxsports.com on MSN keyword game.
The problem with the first pitch was, or the first game, it wasn't. It wasn't as much the pain as the actual sensation of the tendon dislocating. Every time I made my turn, right, I'll tell you when, right there, that was when the tendon dislocated and popped over the bone.
One thing I've noticed about Kurt tonight, and it's certainly understandable, he's much more deliberate than he usually is.
Yeah, I hate.
Cairo flips it into right field. That ball falling in a hurry. It is a foul ball. It looks like the wind is just going to grab everything in right.
Well, they always I faced them so much. They knew. I had 90 at bats against Jeter at this point. I wasn't going to be suddenly throwing balls. Shit. I didn't like Matsui.
pushed foul.
If I could have taken anybody out of the lineup, it would have been in this line. It would have been Matsui. No, I wasn't. I was expecting it. The game would have just ended faster.
With 2 out.
Don't hang. See that? Yeah, that's just a horrible fucking pitch right there. Horrible.
Normally, with 2 out and nobody on, it's not a good play to punt unless you can steal a base. Cairo with 11 steals and 14.
But I don't give up stolen bases. So
what
F
you
that.
want to do, what you try to do, is get an extra base hit. So the guy hitting after you takes one hit
Imagine-
to drive you in.
That's how you just know people are they lack self-awareness.
1-1. Cairo hits it well in the
Jose Canseco saying that I would be a disgrace, calling anybody a disgrace, is kind of funny.
A double with 2 out in the third
Lieutenant, that's how he hit.
for New York.
Derek, the problem was he couldn't make an adjustment outside of, well, not problem,
Cairo choosing a
was that he hit like that in Fenway too.
the left center field, the ground roll double as the Yankees have their first base runner.
That ball was popped. And now it's Derek Jeter stepping in. Got his first 3 RBIs with 1 swing. Put New York got in front of Pedro Martinez and the Red Sox at the time. Boston tied in the 8th, won it in the 14th.
Fuck. I get mad now watching that.
Wow, this is a beauty right here. Skate save, Veritas.
That was a split finger that was supposed to be inside. Schilling just hooked it. You want to expand early with Jeter. He's actually got the highest percentage of the Yankee hitters that swing on the first pitch. 17% of the time, Derek Jeter.
I don't pitch around. No, that doesn't happen.
Right away. There's a pitch you think it's 0-2 right away.
One ball, one strike.
1-0 split. Looks like a fastball out of his hand. And then about the last 10 feet, it drops about a foot.
Derek Jeter trying to put the Yankees on top here in the 3rd inning. Hot shot.
Got him out.
Shallow
Last
center
ball in.
field, and now Damon will go get it. Inning over. Yankees get their first hit.
But
We're already into the 4th inning. Poppy is the nickname for David Ortiz. Now that is the ultimate sign of respect for Latin ball players. Really, it's caught on, and everybody's calling this guy Poppy now.
Generally, a lot of teams will have a Latin player refer to the veteran senior-most guy as Poppy. And it's a figure of respect.
Ortiz grounded out his first time.
I was telling a Facebook user, I can't see your name, but I watched this game last year. I streamed it. John Lieber and I watched it together.
For David Ortiz, that bottom line. He has ended the last 3 victories for the Boston Red Sox with a swing of his bat. Game 3 of the division series against Anaheim. And the last 2 games, games 4 and 5 for the Red Sox. A homer and a single. 2-2.
David armed with more than a slingshot this postseason.
This is where the legend began, guys, with David. Has nothing. Facebook user. Throwing breaking balls has nothing to do with it age. Nothing. It's all physical. When their hands are big enough, and they're never big enough.
Ball hitting right in front of home plate and an easy play for Jorge Posada, who was hit on the back of the right hand in the 7th inning of the game at Fenway last night. Joe Torre telling us before the game he can throw well, so he's in there.
Now the base is empty, 1 out. Trot Nixon steps.
I think he's the best hitter ever. Clutch. Which drives sabermetrics people fucking berserk, which makes me smile.
Off the hook with a double play ball. Lead off hit the name of the 3rd, and a double play ball followed off the bat of Miller. Game 5, Posada. Manny Ramirez a foul tip, and it caught Posada. Knuckles on his right hand. Nixon grounds to Cairo. Weaver settling in. For more on Jorge Posada, let's go down to Kenny Albert.
Well, Joe, Jorge said before the game, his hand is bruised, it's feeling all right. He said when the game starts tonight, adrenaline will take over. He said waking up today was tough, but both teams are on the same page. He said we all have a long time to rest after the season.
Thanks, Kenny. And now with 2 out, nobody on, it's Kevin Millar.
It's an expression that's been around baseball forever. Sleep in November.
With 2 out, Millar hits it down the left field line. Into the corner, Matsui gives it a look. That's a fair ball. Millar digging for
That was the trade that won us the World Series.
Millar's 2 for 2.
So Kevin Millar in the corner here at Yankee Stadium. A short hop and a good play by Matsui to get it back in. But Millar with his 2nd straight hit.
This game, we watched this game together live last year.
With 2 out, that gives Veritek a chance to put the Red Sox out in front. Veritek with a bunt single. Back in the 2nd, this is a moment where he will swing the bat.
No, stop. Best play. He was a good guy, good eye, but
Strike 1. Veritek knocked in the game-tying run last night of the 8th inning off Rivera. Rivera entered with runners at the corners, nobody out. And gave up the 1 inherited runner to make it a 4-4 game. That's on the corner.
he wasn't overrated. He was one of the of all the guys that surprised me in the big leagues. He was one of the biggest.
What Leader's been doing with these left-handed hitters is staying on the outside corner. He's crisscrossing. He's throwing a backdoor cutter that looks off the plate that comes on, and then he starts the sinker that runs off.
That's in the 3rd, and Millar will end up at 3rd. That'll be a wild pitch, and now one of the reasons why he's maybe changing his approach. His left-handed hitters hit .336 this year against Lieber. That's the highest among any
No, he wasn't great.
across Major League Baseball.
He was a good player, but he wasn't great. I'm going to take that back, in my opinion.
2 strikes on Veritek. Veritek stays alive. Six RBIs in this ALCS.
I did a lot of mental work.
Veritek. 6 out of 20 at the plate.
No, 2003. He hit 9th and won the batting title. He caught 4 no-hitters and 7 one-hitters. And that's not a coincidence.
Veritek homered here in game one. That's low, full count with Cabrera next.
Lieber's gone away with 5 straight pitches. I'd be surprised if he gave him a strike here.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't have to give in. You got a guy Cabrera.
Well, like the greatest book ever written, but like I worked with sports psychologists for a couple years.
Stays up there. Gibless in this situation. Runner in scoring position. Lamar in third, 2 out.
Your son is 10. Set him play. Set him play the game. If you're lucky, he'll fall in love with it. But if you make him, he won't.
Another foul.
Let him play.
Look for a moment like Veritek was asking for time. He didn't get it from Joe West. So he had to put his top hand back on the bat. He was able to get a piece of that last pitch. You can ask for time. You don't always get it. Veritek rounds the first foul. Here's another guy who could conceivably be playing in his last game in a Red Sox uniform. Free agent at the end of the year. He came over from Seattle with Derek Lowe to trade for Heathcliff Slocum. And both are without a contract beyond 2004.
That trade was made back in 1997 by former general manager Dan Duquette. If the Red Sox ever got their worth out of Derek Lowe and Jason Veritek.
Greg Jeffries.
Veritek gets it on top. A base hit to center, and it's 1-0 in the fourth. What a solid at bat. One of the leaders on this Boston team.
You hear that term adjusting at the plate all the time, and that's exactly what Veritek did. He had grounded so many balls in front of home plate, one foul down the first baseline, and he goes out and gets that center. Looking for the fastball low and away. He got it, put the Red Sox ahead.
Now it's Cabrera off the end of the bat into left field, and that will fall for a hit. 2 on with 2 out, and Cabrera's 2 for 2.
He didn't hit it well, but he certainly could have sat on that pitch. In the first at bat, he saw 5 sliders. Every one of them were sliders. In many instances, hitters will come up. They'll know basically how you got him out the time before, and they'll sit on a pitch.
Now Bellhorn gets another chance with runners on. Ball 1. Mark bounced into a double play with the bases loaded, 1 out in second. 2 out double by Millar, a wild pitch sent it to third, and Veritek drove him home with a hit. Cabrera's on with a single. Bellhorn, strike 1. We have seen that over and over and over again in this LCS from Bellhorn. A chance for the Sox to add to their lead.
No, not really. That's all what you make it.
That's 1-2.
Great teammate, too.
lot of times you hear that with 2 strikes, the hitter has to choke up on the bat. I've never really believed that. What I think you have to do is choke up in your thinking. You can be a defensive hitter without choking up on the bat.
Hey, I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Look away for him. Never let a pitcher get you out of the way.
That's down the left field line. Big trouble. Matsui on the run. That ball is off the wall. Matsui, I think for a moment, thought it was gone. It looked gone. Matsui reacted like it was gone, but then had to play it off the wall. And Francona's going to come out and argue. Right now it's 3-0. It could be 4-0 here in a moment if they change the ruling. That's Jim Joyce, the left field umpire. And just by the reaction of Matsui, he acted as if that ball left the park. Oh, it definitely did. Absolutely. It hit that fan in the dark blue or black
Hi, Rev.
hooded polo. Oh, yeah, off that fan's hands, and that's why Matsui just stopped. Right. He saw it left.
That's one of the reasons Cabrera scored so easily. Because Matsui just gave up on it, thinking that's a home run.
What do you mean screw this call?
No.
Did you watch this game?
So now the umpires will
Made exactly the right call.
Explain the saying home run, and every umpire, all 6 of them, will congregate. This is such a change, say over 5 or 6 years ago, trying to get this call right. Nobody goes under the hood in Major League Baseball. They just get together and talk it over. But I don't know how Joyce down the line didn't get a good enough look at that ball that you could see it was clearly out the live action, easily on the replay. And we'll see if any one of the other umpires saw it leave.
That ball hit a person wearing a black pullover. So it was easy to see the white ball against the black pullover or coat.
It's 3-0 now. It should be 4-0. And it's a home run. 4-0 Boston. Joe Torre's going to argue, but the umpires got it right. A terrific job by this umpiring crew, initially getting the call wrong. Credit Jim Joyce with coming to ask for help. Somebody spoke up, said they saw it leave. Here it is over the wall, off the bat of Bellhorn. And it is clear to see how the ball is carrying to left tonight and not to right.
That might be the only part of the ballpark where the ball is carrying down the left field line.
So it's a 4-run rally with 2 out. And for the moment, it has been capped on a home run by Bellhorn, who pitched right now in Game 6, 4th inning, for his first RBIs of the postseason.
A man booed in Boston time after time after time. And a guy who did not allow the pitcher to get him out of the way.
I was going to say that. I mean, they kept pounding in. They go away, and Bellhorn sticks the bat out and hits a home run.
Got the fastball away, went with it with power. Gives the Red Sox a 4-0 lead here in the 4th.
Now it's Damon taking a strike.
No, postseason they always have extras.
Still going. The Red Sox with 4 in the 4th.
John Lieber's an awesome guy.
Capped and a home run by Bellhorn. Schilling has a 4-run lead here in games. Kurt Schilling is back to the hill. This time he's got a 4-run cushion. Bottom of the 4th inning. Rodriguez starts in with a hit for New York. the 39th pitch of the game for Kurt Schilling, but it's a base hit up the middle, and Sheffield's coming up. Sheffield popped up his first time.
New York Yankees set a major league record with comeback wins this year, 61. And from 4 runs down or more, they did it 9 times.
Trying to do it tonight against Kurt Schilling.
Yeah, we all knew it was home run.
Ball 1. We saw a 94-mile-an-hour fastball in the first inning from Schilling. The last pitch, 87. And again, it's not the only indication as to how a guy's throwing, but with everything that's going on with his right ankle, the foundation of his delivery, pushing off from his backside, is something to at least make note of. The 1-0. On the inside corner, a ball and a strike. This combination of Sheffield and Matsui, deadly for Red Sox pitching the first 3 games. That's strike 2. 89 miles per hour with a fastball. Runner is going. Sheffield fouls it. And swing with 2 strikes. A-Rod seemed to get a good jump.
Rodriguez, an excellent base runner, and he did have a good jump. 3 steps before Schilling released the ball home.
28 steals during the regular season for a guy that popped 36 home runs. Sheffield also hit 36, and he has 2 this postseason. Reaching for it, slow roller. Miller lets it hit the back. And it's 2-1 with nobody out.
Well, it certainly wasn't comfortable, but wasn't something they couldn't work around.
He had no other choice. And the Yankees get a break.
And now with 2 on and nobody out, Hideki Matsui, who after 3 games of this ALCS was the clear-cut choice for MVP. 10 RBIs to lead this Yankee team, digs in.
This was the game to me.
That hit by Sheffield.
No.
Now, a situation where Schilling did exactly what he wanted to. Sheffield didn't do what he wanted to, and yet Sheffield got a hit.
I think what you said, you can produce it, but you can't direct it.
Produce but not direct.
As a pitcher, you make your pitch. Hitter tries to hit it on the solid part of the bat. After that, it's baseball.
I love Al. That was huge.
Now in foul territory for out number 1. He started about 10 feet in fair territory, ended up at least 10 or 15 feet in foul territory. Big out for Schilling to get Matsui, and now Bernie Williams, who popped up
Huge
third
out.
his first time, is up with 2 on 1 out.
Pop blasted like sagebrush in the old West, right?
All over the place.
Drifting.
Chance for the Yankees to jump onto the scoreboard. Right back in it, down 4-0 in the fourth. Back to second, Rodriguez. Back to first, Sheffield.
Yeah, that was enormous.
Wide, 1 ball, 1 strike. Career postseason home runs for Bernie Williams. Went deep in game 5 off Pedro. Schilling sneaks a 91-mile-an-hour fastball in there for strike 2.
I think that's the proper verb, too. Speed. After looking at 2 splitters.
Oh, I changed everything about the way it fits.
The speed of the fastball.
Everything.
Now, alluded to earlier.
Mechanically.
Now it appears.
Right side, home run. Knocks it down. And Schilling get over and cover with that bad ankle. 2 out.
And he was limping to first base. Ball hit fairly well. Backhanded by Millar in the heel of the glove. He shuffles it off to the limping Schilling. Covered.
But Al, every pitcher works on that from the middle of February on. And that's
Oh, look, we do. We have a troll.
Dog. The light goes on. The ground ball's hit to the right side, and you start running.
Hundreds and hundreds of what we call PFP, covered first. Hundreds, thousands. You've been playing long enough. The key for that play is just after you throw it, you're not a spectator. You got to get off the mound. Any ball that's into that side, even if it's to the second baseman, is to go toward first.
Schilling originally hurt that sheath around the tendon in his right ankle.
Yeah, that's where it blew out.
The 6th inning
Right.
of game 1 against Anaheim.
Right here. Right when I landed.
Aggravated it here, according to the Red
That's where it popped.
Coming to the line. Couldn't get anything on that toss, and then immediately grabbed his right ankle. With 2 out, runners at second and third, Posada cranks it down the right side. Oh. Jorge hit a ball into right. Got under it just a bit, but still was knocked down by that wind. Take more of a line drive to get it out to right tonight. Second and third, 2 out. The 0-1. It's the left side, strike 2.
Yankees have already stranded 1 runner in scoring position. They have 2 more here in the 4th inning. We talked about it in the opening. Over the last 2 games, only 4 for 26 are the Yankees with runners in scoring position. After scoring 19 runs on 22 hits in Game 3, their offense has been huge.
He's still posting, even though we can't read it. That's awesome. Hang out with us, slut. We'll laugh at you all night.
0-2 on Posada. Schilling with a 4-0 lead. Since Game 4, as Tim has been saying, 4 for 29. With runners in scoring position, including tonight. Yankees put their first 2 on. Matsui fouled out. Williams grounded out. Obviously not in this situation, so don't jump me for saying this, okay? When you know a guy can't run and can't move and he's got the bad ankle, is the thought on a wet night like this at all making him feel his position, dropping down bunts? And I know Joe Torre would say that's not the game we play. Francona would say if they want to bunt, let him bunt. But tonight's a different story, especially down 4-0 trying to chip away. But not here. They want Posada to swing the bat. Drive the ball. Second and third, 2 out. To the right side. Schilling again has to at least go into the area. And Millar gets him off the hook and takes it himself. First 2 on for the Yankees. Schilling gets around it. 4-0 after 4. Back after this. For your local foundation.
John Lieber giving up 4 runs in the 4th inning. The Red Sox with 8 hits on the night. Kurt Schilling has a shutout through 4.
I haven't talked to Petey in a while now.
Billy Miller first up for Boston. Took a ball. Now a call. And Miller, who's already been thrilled tonight, is in some more pain after that foul tip caught him.
Really with Bill, it's from head to toe. Got him into first base last night. He jammed his fingers on his left hand. He's been hit above the right knee, and now he hammers one off his right foot.
Here's a 1-1. Miller grounds to Clark. Flip for the out, and we'll go back in time. Controversial home run, although in the end there's no controversy because they got the call right. Initially ruled that the ball was still in play. There's the person who could have come up with a souvenir, but missed it. The ball back onto the field, and we go to Kenny Albert, who's with that person in the black pullover.
Well, the question is, was it a home run with Michael and 12-year-old Mia? And Mia, first of all, a Yankee fan or Red Sox fan?
I'm a big Yankee fan.
Was it a home run?
Yes.
All right, so from the mouth of a 12-year-old Yankee fan, Mia, it was a home run.
That is the ultimate in honesty. What a cutie. Very deliberate. Are you a Yankee fan? Yeah.
There were umpires I like better than others, but I never.
We're still honest people.
It was who he was, whoever it was. That stuff can't be a part of
Ramirez takes the ball inside. It's 2-0.
anything.
On deck is David Ortiz, and if he was asking for some help, he has received some help from others in his lineup. The bottom of the order doing all the damage against Lieber. That is hammered foul. 6 through 9 spots. Only been retired once, and that was Bellhorn on the double play in the second. Otherwise, Millar's 2 for 2. Veritek's 2 for 2. Cabrera's 2 for 2. Bellhorn more than made up for that double play ball with a
that would be the opposite of the fact.
On 2-1. 3-1. Ramirez is flying to right twice. Full count.
Gives you an idea of how much a big league pitcher can miss. Posada sitting away. The pitch up and in.
Ramirez into center field, didn't get it all. 2 out. David Ortiz is coming to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He is our Budweiser Fantasy Player of last night's ALCS Game 5. His ninth and another game-ending hit. Last night, the 14th inning. Log on to foxsports.com on MSN. Keyword Fantasy Baseball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Budweiser. Grab a cold, fresh Budweiser. It's game time.
Yeah, many knew. Even that good, you know.
2 out. Into left field, Matsui came in, now goes back near the wall to end the inning. Halfway through game number 6, bottom of the 5th inning rolls in. Yankees fast down by 4. 10 o'clock in the East, ALCS Game 6. Yankees up 3 games to 2. We look at the LCS summary from each LCS. Red Sox are leading here 4-0, bottom of the 5th. The home team, each series 9-1. 3 last at bat wins. Houston last night on a 10 home run.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Courtesy of David Ortiz. Ruben Sierra first up in the 5th inning. He's up on the count 2-0 from Schilling. One. Sierra's run was high.
That's not high. That's right down the middle. If you were to swing, you'd hit it real hard.
There's a 2-1. Pops up on the infield. Down in foul territory. Veritek, Miller, and Miller can't make the play.
Well, it's Miller's ball all the way. Shying away from Veritek. Actually, Veritek comes too far. But closing in and from that direction, a much easier play than having Veritek trying to make it.
I don't think there's any doubt that Veritek flashing in front of Miller took his concentration and his eyes from the ball.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think Veritek went too far on that foul ball.
2 balls, 2 strikes now on Sierra. Will that be a break for the Yankees? Still 2-2. Tony Clark will be next, and then Miguel Cairo, bottom 3 in the lineup for New York. That's foul.
Sometimes a pitch and a bat can upset either the pitcher or the hitter. In this instant, Sierra wasn't happy with Joe West's call on that high fastball. And sometimes hitters will let it play out the ball at bat and be frustrated with the one call. That was 4 pitches ago.
Another 2-2. Sierra strikes out. Let's go out to Jeannie for a game break.
Well, we've gotten used to seeing Carlos Beltran hit the home run, so we found another way to make the highlights. Yikes. Jeff Kent taking care of the offense in Game 5. They walk-off home run. The Astros went up 3 at home to take a 3-2 series lead. ALCS is back to St. Louis for Game 6. Prime time on Fox unless the Red Sox hold on. And force a Game 7.
That's the situation tomorrow. Jeannie, thanks. With 1 out, here is Tony Clark and there's a strike. The Red Sox win tonight. Game 7 between these two clubs will be in prime time tomorrow night at Eastern. That would force the Astros and Cardinals to a 4 p.m. Eastern start. However, if the Yankees were to come from behind and win tonight and end this ALCS right now, Cardinals and Astros would play at 8 o'clock Eastern. Their Game 6. 0-2 is the count on Tony Clark.
I think normally Terry Francona would be very happy under the circumstances if Kurt Schilling went 5 effective innings. However, their bullpen, once again, is exhausted.
5
Is
innings.
at 94 miles per hour on that fastball. His best fastball since the first inning, and he flew it by the bat of Tony Clark.
Look at Veritek standing up, and Schilling hits the mitt.
By the way, that graphic that we showed you, 5-0, or in the 5th inning, a 4-0 score. You remember what happened in Game 7 last year with Pedro Martinez pitching. One guy that everybody forgets playing a key role in that Game 7 comeback by the Yankees, Jason Giambi. 2 home runs in that game. And the 3 runs in the 8th inning, the victory in the 11th on the home run by Aaron Boone.
Also, Mike Messina coming in and relieving Roger Clemens with 2 on and none out, and then pitching 2 scoreless innings.
1 ball, 1 strike on Cairo.
Early heroes in a game are rarely remembered.
You say that with bitterness, like it's I remember one time. 2 out, bases empty, 1 ball, 1 strike. Cairo grounds to the left side. Cabrera called into action in a perfect 5th inning for Kurt Schilling. Doing his thing. 6th inning now. Game 6. We're still 4-0. Weather has improved a bit. It is cold here in the Bronx for Game 6. First pitch.
Hang on one second, guys.
Kurt Schilling can win on a couple of different fronts tonight for the Red Sox. He's thrown 67 pitches to this point. He just had a perfect 5th inning. He struck out 2 hitters in the 5th inning. If he can go deep into this game and take more of a load off that Red Sox bullpen, he can open up a number of options tomorrow for Game 7 for Terry Francona, where Derek Lowe would be available, Arroyo, Tim Wakefield right now is scheduled to be the starter. They're at least getting Wakefield ready for that possibility. Lowe and Arroyo are each available in the bullpen tonight for the Red Sox if they're needed. Schilling right now doesn't look like he needs any help. 2-0 is the count on Nixon.
And with Wakefield ready to go, we asked Terry Francona about whether Jason Veritek would start tomorrow night or not. He said,
Yeah, I saw him, Jersey.
We thought about it.
That's all we got.
Yeah.
2-2. Made a good point, though, that even if it is Wakefield tomorrow night as the starter, with the amount of pitches that Wakefield has thrown in this series to this point, and the tremendous job he did last night in Game 5, it would not be an extended outing for Wakefield. You build your lineup, basing it on Wakefield pitching deep into the game. The Red Sox say, I don't think so.
Reason we bring that up, obviously, Veritek, who had caught only 2 innings of Wakefield's pitches this year before last night, had a lot of problems with the 3 pass balls in 1 inning. I was thinking about it this afternoon. How can you have 3 pass balls in 1 inning and have no run score? It's very difficult to do.
And he started with a strikeout fastball. Schilling that close a number of times. Alan, I've seen you do that kind of thing in the dugout.
Not so long.
Not as long. I've seen you do it. Something like
Well, I'll tell you, Kurt Schilling prepares as good as anybody in baseball as far as leading up to his start. He does video, there's a computer scouting system he uses. I think to his right, he's got a scouting board that he keeps referring to. Hit sequences. What did they swing at? Scenarios of previous at-bats and how he's going to change the sequence based on another at-bat. He takes scouting to a whole nother level, which is another reason why I think it's much more difficult on both sides for the hitters and pitchers to succeed. He's looking at some sort of scouting report there. There's some notes that's going to help him in the next inning. And it's all about executing the quality pitch consecutively. That's what Kurt Schilling is all about. That's what good pitchers are all about.
Dixon with another foul. It's often said, and we've said it many times, the mark of the great ones, as you look at that chart, the mark of the great ones are the guys who can be effective, get outs, in this case, maintain a lead when they're not at their best. And Kurt Schilling is doing that tonight.
And you saw it, when they're not at their best, he still had the ability there to strike out Sierra at a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. So he's tempering his velocity when he needs it.
Dixon strikes out looking to start the inning. He thought he had drawn a walk.
No.
It's a backdoor cutter, perfect on the corner. What Bieber has done all night, and he stayed away on the lefties, and mostly probably because of the short porch and right here. Not probably, definitely. There's a crisscross effect. That ball looked about 6 inches outside from Dixon. It's off the plate. And as you saw it, he cut on the corner. So he's got a sinker that's running away and a cutter that's coming on the plate. It's a crisscross effect.
Alar takes a strike. It was Kevin's 2-out double in the 4th inning. He got it started. He went to third in a wild pitch, scored on a base hit by Veritek at the end of a great at-bat. Cabrera hit. And a 2-out, 3-run opposite field home run off the bat of Mark Bellhorn. And nobody needed that more than Mark Bellhorn, the kind of series he was having. Two balls and a strike. Alar looking for his 3rd hit. A-Rod backhand. Just gooses it over to first and out on the tag by Clark. 2 out. You know, we keep talking about the Boston Red Sox and their pitching situation. You go forward 1 game to Game 7. The Yankees have question marks about Kevin Brown pitching on 3 days rest, coming off his start on Saturday night where he wasn't effective.
Well, that's true, but, you know, at the end, you're just as good as your last pitch or your last start. Certainly for Kevin, he's preparing. I talked about Schilling and here Lieber making pitches. It's about executing quality pitches.
Yeah, but who's going to execute them? That's the point. I think. I mean, who's going to execute them? Is it going to be Kevin Brown? I mean, the Yankees are certainly depleted.
Awesome
I'd
teammate.
rather have a Tim Wakefield, who's a guy who can throw a lot of pitches, starting the game with Arroyo and Lowe in the wings, rather than a guy like Kevin Brown, who had a bad outing in Boston.
And then it's pointing toward another combination. Nick of Brown and Vasquez.
Yeah.
Vasquez picked up Brown that night and ended up throwing 100 pitches out of the bullpen, so he's only got 3 days.
Right.
They needed it from Lieber tonight, and Lieber has been outpitched by Schilling.
To reiterate what you said earlier, Joe, no team has ever been down 3-0 and come back and won 3 in a row. No team in baseball.
Full count on Veritek. In fact, just forcing Game 7. This has never happened in Major League Baseball. 3 times in the NBA and 5 times in the NHL. 3-2. Veritek gets a piece.
Yeah, our trainer did. Our team doctor. I mean, my teammates did. They watched it all happen.
The Red Sox win tonight. The momentum goes over to their pitching staff tomorrow night. Remarkably.
Veritek pops it into center. Bernie Williams. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The top of the order coming up for the Yankees. Trying to end it tonight. Red Sox trying to force Game 7 up 4. We move into the bottom of the 6th inning on a cold night in the Bronx. 4-0 Red Sox, and Jeter takes a ball low and away. Even if the Red Sox Schilling in the middle of the mound don't give up any runs here in the bottom of the 6th, the Yankees got to work on Kurt Schilling and drawing him out. Trying to get into that worn-out bullpen to have a chance to win this game tonight. Here's a 1-0 pitch. 2-0. Not only would give them a chance to win tonight, it would also help their chances tomorrow if there is a Game 7. Jeter, Rodriguez, Sheffield. For the Yankees here in the 6th. Pitch number 70 on the night coming from Schilling.
I don't remember.
Jeter probably take it.
And it's ball 3.
They take 2 here with the Yankees trailing by 4.
No, I didn't like cold, but I was always on the field, so.
Full count. 93 from Schilling. Fastball and a fastball count, and a hitter like Jeter doing that with a good sign for Schilling.
Fastball away.
And a line drive caught by Bellhorn. Goes on to first anyway, but there's one out in the 6th inning. When the Red Sox first got Kurt Schilling, the promotional opportunities were ended. Trying to learn the language. And a comparison of Game 1 to tonight. First pitch is a ball outside. 93 again from Schilling.
He learned the language this year. 21 wins, led the major leagues. It'll be between Kurt and Johan Santana of the Minnesota Twins as to who wins the Cy Young Award.
Rodriguez fouls it away. will be written about this start tonight on the part of Kurt Schilling. Pitching
Traitor, racist, homophobe.
Looked like there was no chance after game one, the 3 innings, 6 runs, that he would appear again this postseason. Blood-soaked sock around that right ankle. Rodriguez pops it in the air to right center field for Kinsey. 2 out. You look at Schilling's night to this point in game 6. Impressive from the very beginning. He's allowed only 3 hits. He pitched out of a 2-on, nobody out jam in the 4th. He even covered first base for an out. 2 of his 3 strikeouts. And now with 2 out and nobody on.
Faith in God, baby.
There's strike 1.
I don't think it's hyping it or overstating it. This has been a courageous performance by Kurt Schilling.
By this homophobe.
No balls, 1 strike on Sheffield. Now you know how proud guys are in the big leagues, and I think there was a bit of embarrassment with how game 1 went for Schilling as well. I know the ankle was killing him, but to do that out here at Yankee Stadium for the Red Sox was and he had no idea what to expect.
Well, Kurt Schilling certainly not afraid to give his opinion and state how he feels, and here's a guy who backs it up. You can say or think whatever you want about him, but he cares so much. He's prepared. He works hard.
And he's a homophobe and a racist and a traitor.
Here's a guy who absolutely stepped up, said he challenges and loves the opportunity to go to Boston and this whole Yankee-Boston rivalry. And all he's done is
I know.
win.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Sheffield, 2 out, nobody on. Remember what he said prior to his game 1 start. I can't think of any better scenario where I could make 55,000 people from New York shut up. They were loud when he was on the mound in game 1, enjoying 6 runs over the first 3 innings. So quiet now.
So far, it took him 2 starts to do it.
Jam Sheffield. Ramirez went back, comes on, and Kurt Schilling rolls through 6 innings, game 6. 7th inning now, still 4-0. Back after this from your local Fox station. Side, and we're underway in the 7th inning already. It is 10:28 on the scoreboard clock. 7th inning. I'm gonna let that sink in for a moment. 4 hours, 20 minutes. 5 hours, 2 minutes. 5 hours, 49 minutes. 1 ball, 1 strike on Cabrera, who has really been a plus for the Red Sox this postseason. Into center field and into the glove of Williams. Cabrera retired for the first time tonight. Bellhorn coming up. Biggest swing of the night.
Oh, another big plus for the Red Sox as Lieber misses down, and with the count 1-1, Bellhorn pulls it foul, pulls another one foul, and remember what we were talking about. Don't let a pitcher get you out away with 2 strikes. That fastball away, Bellhorn goes with it and puts the Red Sox up by 4.
Terry takes a strike. This is where the ball ended up off his bat. Off some hands. Originally ruled it stayed in front. What a catch by Sheffield. And Bellhorn follows up that 3-run home run with an at-bat where he is robbed by a guy whose left shoulder is absolutely killing him.
Not only a play close to the ground, but a backhand close to the ground.
What a catch. And he did secure that ball.
Yep.
And he had his glove between the ball and the grass. and Lieber appreciates it. First pitch is strike to Damon. Not trying to go too deep into this thing, but after the Red Sox got the 4-run lead, they've not had a base runner. And you wonder if these quick half innings work to the advantage of Kurt Schilling, not having to sit there on the bench in this cold weather with that bad ankle. Staying warm, and he has pitched brilliantly. He'll go back out there for the bottom of the seventh. Taking a load off that Red Sox bullpen tonight and pitching like an ace, showing the world why the Red Sox went out to get him. We welcome you back to the bottom of the seventh inning. Middle part of the order for the Yankees. Time running out for the Yankees in Game 6. 2 per Game 7. Schilling misses with ball 1. Thank Chris Long for putting those musical pieces together. In and out of breaks. An interesting night as Schilling fields, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike on that.
Joe, you brought up an appropriate point on a 3-1 fastball that Jeter fouled off the other way the last inning. What that does, it tells a pitching coach and a manager that a pitcher is still throwing hard when you get foul balls off the other way, as Matsui just had one.
There's a strike into Hideki Matsui, 1 and 2.
Now, if hitters are pulling balls foul, that could be an indication that a pitcher's losing something off his fastball.
Right where Baratek wanted it, 2 and 2. To the right side for Millar. Millar takes it 1 out. Matsui 0 for 3. I'm just going to bring it up again just because I talked about it earlier. No, it's not what the Yankees do. Maybe it would be a pleasant sight for Frank Cohen and the Red Sox if these guys tried to drop one down. But I'm surprised they haven't at least tested Schilling getting off the mound and field his position with that bat. The swing of the bat didn't work at all. They only have 3 hits, 1 extra base hit. The crowd has been taken out of it. Pitching to Schilling, 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, no, Chris, that's a game you play. The problem is hitters can't play that game because they work quick. And umpires hate it when hitters try to make the game go when they try to drag it out. Umpires hate it.
Hey, if the Yankees lose this ball game, this will be a nervous city tomorrow. Very nervous.
Schilling with 1 out, nobody on. 3 and 1. Schilling last inning, worked back, falling behind on the count to Jeter. Came back to get him on a line drive to start the inning. Trying to come back from a 3-0 count here with Williams up. 1 out, nobody on.
Go Walk and Skechers Go Walk 5, our most advanced walking shoe yet. We deliver technology in every step, featuring impact-reducing Skechers Comfort pillars, air-cooled Go-The-Mat insoles, and a shoe that's now machine washable. We make the best better. Skechers Go Walk 5.
That's ripped into right field. Down the right field line. It is gone. Home run to make it 4-1.
3-1 fastball, you idiot. Get what you deserve right there. It was impressive.
Stayed right down the line, fair to make it 4-1. And now action will start for the Red Sox in their bullpen.
We talked about when a fastball count, how hitters look for.
Look how much I missed by. I deserve that.
Bernie Williams. Looking fastball, got the fastball, and he did something with it. That is an ideal pitch on which to go deep that Williams did.
Ball one at Posada. This crowd is chilling is kept quiet all night. Not quiet anymore. One and one. It's Bronson Arroyo, who pitched an inning in relief last night, getting loose for the Red Sox.
Excuse me.
Coming for Kurt Schilling. Four times this postseason after doing it 61 times in the regular year, the Yankees have come from behind to win. Challenge Posada with two fastballs. It's 1-2.
And they crowded him. They made Posada bring his arms in. Good fastball from Schilling.
Splitter in the dirt. It's 2-2.
Do I remember? Yeah. No, I don't shake tech off one. I never shook off.
Pitching is all about getting it.
We had a game plan going in. We went over it. I knew what I was going to throw, when I was going to throw it, how I was going to throw it. So there was never a lot of shaking off.
Derek Jeter had a line drive out to second base. Getting ahead and expanding. That's the pitcher's job.
He's 2-2 on Posada. He pops it up. Bellhorn underneath it. 2 out. Our Nissan game summary. We're in the bottom of the 7th. The Yankees are finally on the board, and the home run by Bernie Williams. The biggest swing of the night. Bellhorn, a 3-run shot with 2 out in the 4th. And Schilling's night. 6 2/3, a run on 4 hits. And there's the Bellhorn home run.
Does she catch right base?
Ruled that it's
Hold on.
staying in play.
Probably Piazza.
Got together. Got the call right. So Schilling follows the home run by getting Posada to pop up. And now Sierra, who has struck out twice, swings and misses strike one. Felix Heredia, the left-hander, getting loose. The Yankees in their pen. Sierra sticks the bat out and pokes it down the left field line. Foul. 0-2.
Seltzer water.
A feeble swing by Sierra. He strikes out for the 3rd time, and game 6 goes to the 8th. First pitch is.
Whenever I knew I was done, I always told the ump he did a good job.
And we go back to the end of the 7th inning, and the hugs in the dugout for Kurt Schilling.
Yeah, I talked to them today, actually.
There is action for the Red Sox out in their bullpen. 0-2 is the count on Miller. Arroyo is getting loose.
Schilling's performance tonight will long live in New England baseball lore.
Right up to the point where he says vote Bush tomorrow,
Miller,
and the fucking state evicts him.
I gotta tell you, with the way that Schilling has pitched, I'm at least mildly surprised that he would come out of the ballgame. That is a worn-down bullpen, and Bronson Arroyo, it appears, will take over for the Red Sox in the bottom of this inning. Miller grounds to Clark. The reliever has been perfect since the Bellhorn home run before.
I know what you're saying. You get a little greedy, healthfully greedy. Because before the game, you said shutout innings from Schilling, take it to second. Now you get 6, then you get 7. Williams hit the home run. You've given up 1 run, and you're thinking, well, let's keep him out there.
Well, the irony of it all is, you and I were sitting here last year for Game 7, and Grady Little was accused of leaving Pedro Martinez in the game too long. And the irony of it would be if the Boston Red Sox bullpen can't hang on to what is now a 3-run lead, Terry Francona, I think at least in some circles, would be accused of not leaving Schilling in long enough. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Unless by leaving him in, you risk an injury.
No, you don't. I'm already injured.
Look at the bullpen.
The last 2 games, they have been fantastic for Terry Francona. I guess one of the reasons why I say that is the way Schilling got through the 7th. I know he gave up the home run, but he got Matsui on a ground out. He got Prasanna on a pop-up run after the home run. Then he struck out Sierra and made Sierra look terrible on his last swing.
Well, from the looks of the highlight, the decision was already made because Schilling didn't even get down to the last step, and Francona was hugging him. He didn't even allow Schilling to make the decision. But he should, if that was what Francona's decision. My feeling is that he was behind 2 guys in a 3-1 count. Jeter in the previous inning in the 6th, and then Williams when he hit the home run. He was obviously dominating. He's got the bottom of the order in Clark, Cairo, Jeter, of which lifetime Cairo is batting 188.
Here's a little flare in the right. That ball is going to block. It's a base hit, and Ramirez is on for the first time tonight with 1 out in the 8th.
Clark only has 3 at bats.
I'm going to go to war with somebody.
61, he's 31 at bats, lifetime. I just think if you get it, Kurt Schilling, you talk to Bruce not only about how great a job he did today, but those 3 extra outs that really has to figure out and get. Could be critical.
Weaver is coming out. Felix Heredia is coming in, but David Ortiz coming up. 4-1 Red Sox. First pitch from Heredia. David Ortiz trying to check his swing, could not. Hold up, strike 1. Last night, Heredia came into the game, struck out Ortiz, gave up a double to Minkevich, was out of there. His only action in this ALCS. He's been in 2 games in the postseason. 1 on, 1 out. Ortiz takes strike 2.
Well, you just watch.
Ortiz hooks and foul. There are always other factors when a pitcher comes out of the game. The medical staff say that's it. The Schilling say I've got 1 more in me, and that's all I can do. That we don't know. The ankles start to bother him.
I had a fucking skull-splitting migraine right there.
Bottom of the 7th, even though he gave up the home run. But Kurt Schilling Al, as you said, was met on the steps by Terry Francona. Got the hug. It appears Bronson Arroyo's coming into the game, and that's not official either. It'd be one thing in my mind if that were Rivera coming out of the bullpen. They're going to ask Arroyo to do a lot in relief from Schilling here tonight. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So I guess what I'm saying is if there are other factors which we have no idea of knowing at this point, that's in one category. If it's based on performance, then that's in another. And I think the performance by Schilling to this point has been phenomenal. Gave up the home run. He's only allowed 4 hits. He hasn't walked anybody. He's still throwing hard. Here's a 2-2 pitch. He's just outside.
So if it was based on performance, the performance alone,
take care, Marty.
There's no question about that. But I think the Red Sox, if they err, they're going to err on the side of caution. They've decided to err on the side of caution because 5 or 6 days ago, it was unsure whether Curt Schilling would even pitch again this year.
3 hours ago, it was unsure if he could get through an inning.
That's right.
And he got through 7, allowing 1 run on 4 hits. Runner goes as Ortiz hits it in the air to right. Broke his back. And Sheffield has out number 2.
How many times? It's probably like the 3rd or 4th time I ever watched it all the way through.
Been held hitless. And for David Ortiz, that's the first time he's come up empty in a game in this series. Now we're going to have a pinch hitter. Gabe Kapler is going to come off the bench, and that's going to be it for already. Quantrill, who had to leave last night, tweaking his right knee, is getting loose for the Yankees out of their bullpen, and Heredia did his job. He got Ortiz, and now with Kapler coming up, Quantrill's coming in. He's leading 3 games to 2. Red Sox leading tonight 4-1. Here in the 8th, the pinch hitter Gabe against Quantrill. Diving stop, Jeter can't make a play. And it's 2 on with 2 out as Kapler's on with an infield hit.
Jeter 2-part range to his right. Then he made a fine play. When he tried to throw it, he reached in and nothing was there but leather.
Now it's Millar. And Millar can take a lot of heat off the bullpen. If he can find his 3rd hit of the night. 2 on with 2 out.
I guess that's the only reason Curt Schilling's still in the dugout.
Pitch is up and away, ball 1.
To make sure that they score enough runs to nail it down.
He's sitting there watching. Didn't seem to be getting immediate medical attention when he came back to the dugout.
Well, this is his inning. He finished the bottom of the 7th, so pitchers are superstitious in different ways. If this was a tie game, these runs would give him a win. So pitchers vary their superstitions. But I know Curt is very superstitious. While standing out in the bullpen before he threw his first pitch, he was looking at the clock until it hit 59. I was watching him. What's he doing? As soon as it went 59, he started throwing.
The 2 on, 2 out. Millar takes it inside 2-0 from Quantrill. So as many question marks with the Yankee bullpen at this point.
After we won this game, I think we all knew we were going to win the series. Then after we won the series, we knew that.
He's 2 for 3 tonight. On the outside corner, 2-1. Schilling, talking about the pitch count all night. To this point, he's thrown 99 pitches. Here's a 2-1. Took ball 3. On deck is Veritek.
Just like Bernie Williams did at the bottom of the seventh inning, a 3-1 pitch. He looked inside and he yanked a home run. That's what Lamar is going to be trying to do right here. If you're Quantrill, you try to keep the fastball away from him.
Millar pops it up. Foul territory. Posada. Full count.
You can see Lamar taking his head. He knew he missed one. That ball right down the pipe.
Runners will go. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
I love Mel. Oh, but nice. No, it's snowed in. Dude, I was born in Alaska. This is like a July little tasting.
Foul. Manny Ramirez, a lead runner at second. Kepler on at first.
A lot of guys in both bullpens who have a lot of guts. Quantrill with a bad right knee. Keith Polk, who's thrown, seems like hundreds
I
of
love
pitches in the
Lamb.
last 3 days. Tim Wakefield of the Red Sox. Arroyo's performance last night.
Hey, EFM Tommy, who is that?
Runners go on a 3-2 pitch. Millar grounds to Jeter.
Are you a former
The inning is over.
roommate of mine?
8th inning rolls in. Bottom 2 in the order coming up. The door to the Red Sox.
Because it really feels that way.
And Bronson Arroyo coming in. 27-year-old Bronson Arroyo. In the middle of it all for the Boston Red Sox. Tony Clark first up. Strike 1. Arroyo was terrific last night. Working 1 perfect inning against the top of the order in the 10th. He kept it a 4-4 game. So the Red Sox won in the 14th. Check swing.
Oh my God! How are you?
We talked to Terry Francona before the game about Bronson Arroyo and about that outing last night.
Oh my God, I'm
He
old.
said he's been
How you doing, little man?
He has deserved
So,
his spot in our
guys, EFM Tommy
Here
is
he
the son of one of my college roommates.
in a row.
I know who your dad was.
Bottom of the
Dork.
game with a 4-1 lead.
And his dad, the first night his dad ever met, well, I don't know how to say met me, but the first night I met his mom
First full real good year in the
and dad and him, I was passed out in the bathtub of our room. That was how they met me.
Nobody at the moment getting loose for the Red Sox in their bullpen. One out, that slow curve gets Tony Clark.
Big sweeping curveball from Arroyo. Pitch out of the strike zone. And Tony Clark is down leading off the 8th inning.
Arroyo, prior to this year when he won 10, lost 9. 32 starts, 29. Rather, 29 starts, 32 appearances overall. And never won more than 5 games in the big leagues. Here he is with a franchise and fan base on his back, hoping he can get them to a Game 7 tomorrow night with a chance to get to the World Series for the first time since 1986. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tyra. getting loose right now. With Jeter, Rodriguez, and Sheffield, the next three hitters, Terry Francona thinks enough of Arroyo to not have another right-hander getting loose. He's getting loose. Myers is for Matsui, right? He's 4 hitters away.
Arroyo is in there for Jeter, Rodriguez, and Sheffield.
That's out of 20, still 1-2.
In many cases, that's the luxury when you're a specialty pitcher like Myers, when he knows the exact batter, who he's facing, and when. He can take as much time as he wants. 1 inning.
That breaking ball is taken by Cairo, 2-2.
This kid turned in an incredible career.
Rivera with back-to-back long saves, although last night's long save, all he gave up was a fly ball. Give up the lead. Here's a 2-2. Cairo pops it down the right field line, slicing.
And I say that because relief pitchers can get ready. Some relief pitchers say they can get ready in 5 or 6 pitches. In most cases, a relief pitcher takes about 15 or 20. By the time if the pitcher's getting in trouble, the pitching coach walks out or talks and back, and the catcher talks, they get plenty in. So if there were some trouble in the top of the order here, they still have plenty of time for a Timlin or Liscanic or somebody else to get up and be ready.
One out with the bases empty, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cairo lines one to the right. That's a fair ball. Into the corner, takes it out, but it's 1 out, no. Pretty decent hitting by Cairo.
Jason Varitek wanted the breaking ball. Arroyo shook him off twice. No, I don't want that. No, I don't want that.
Oh, you could sense it in their quietness.
Nope. Nope.
What post?
He wanted to throw the fastball.
Yeah, I knew AJ.
Cairo burned it.
Post. There isn't a post, so I don't know what you're asking. But if it's racist, it's bigot, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, then no, it's not.
They sit left field. They bring Cairo to the plate. The throw into the second is 4-2.
Slider, Derek Jeter, and the second Yankee run.
Yeah, we've done it. Woke them up.
Run is at the plate, Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah, we've done it.
Out to talk.
Second time Rodriguez was up, facing Bronson Arroyo in Game 3. He had a 2-run homer against him on a hanging slider in Fenway Park.
I didn't play for Boy. He was a coach.
That Game 3 start was Saturday night. Arroyo only pitched into the third. A couple nights later, he's in for a relief appearance against the Yankees, and now back-to-back relief appearances for Arroyo. How much can he have left?
I think that's why Mike Timlin is up and throwing. And if Rodriguez does get on, we'll probably see Timlin and then Myers.
I like competing against them.
Another good one. Strike two. Making the choice of Arroyo even more interesting with Timlin getting loose. If he's available tonight, this is typically when Timlin would pitch in the 8th inning.
Ground ball pitcher, double play situation.
Arroyo's been a starter for most of the year.
Oh, it's a good night. Had a good night on DraftKings.
Missed by a lot. Normally, when a catcher crosses the plate like that, even though the pitch may be a strike, you don't get it. Should across the plate.
Veritek's talking to Joe West right now.
The point is that the catcher sets up inside, on the inside corner. The fastball's on the outside corner. You're actually blocking the view of the umpire or bringing the hit across the plate.
Rodriguez just got a piece.
That's the point. A strike is a strike, but umpires are fooled too.
Umpires used to carry out wherever the catcher was set up. They would follow the catcher out. Here you see Joe West right on the inside corner. Yeah, Tony, you're exactly right. The helmet blocked out Joe. There are many umpires today. If the catcher sets way up outside, they're exposed. They're still covering the plate.
Off the end of the bat. Arroyo. The ball gets loose. It's down the right field line. Jeter coming all the way around. It's a one-run game. And now we're going to have an argument as Francona comes out of the dugout.
He swatted the ball out of his hand.
If it's the process of running to first base, that's one thing. If he intentionally swatted it with one hand or one arm or the other.
The umpires for the second time tonight are going to get the umpire. See if anyone else saw A-Rod swipe it out of the glove of Arroyo.
I think he's out.
He should be out.
Yeah. Because that is clearly, as Arroyo puts the ball in the glove, the left arm came down. Now,
that's not, as you said, Tim, in the process of running, that's trying to knock the ball out.
Right, that's clearly with one purpose in mind, and that's to knock the ball out of the glove. If it's the normal running motion, you can get away with it, but that clearly was not.
Jeter came
There's a lot to figure out, actually.
Put him back on base. And Rodriguez would be out. Jeter started the play at first base. And they're going to call him out. They got the call.
Is it true Joe Buck was hitting on the bush? What are you talking about, dude?
First base, and this umpire crew, as this fan base for the Yankees throwing baseballs onto the field. This umpiring crew, this place is dangerous now. They're going to have to call the players off the field. Everybody's going to have to leave the field. Terry Francona saying, I want to get my guys off the field. Alex Rodriguez is trying to plead his case, but he clearly knocked the ball out of the glove of Arroyo. Take a run off the board, put Jeter back at first, 2 out in the inning with Sheffield coming up. But this field is now a mess.
Yeah, she wanted to go to New York.
Alex Rodriguez.
No, it's fucking no rumor.
At the
Stop.
left arm of Bronson Arroyo, clearly to knock the ball out of his glove.
And when he was just making his point on the mound, I believe it was to Randy Marsh. He simulated bunting style with the arms pumping, but that was not at all what happened.
No. This is not the normal running motion. That's clear. The umpire's got it right. Absolutely. Oh, that's it.
You can see the body of
Like, who does that?
blocked the first base umpire, Randy Marsh.
Really? A fucking
So to
YouTube
take
video?
Randy Marsh, the crucial
That's your
ball to
rumor?
ball, he couldn't see it. But it was Marsh who then
That
made the
picture
ball.
right there is
Rodriguez
says it all.
out. Jeter will have to go back to first. Minkiewicz and Arroyo were together there.
Right. I can understand the confusion on Randy Marsh's point. Because as you said, Minkiewicz was blocking Marsh, the first base umpire, from having a clear view. Maybe Joe West had the clearest view. Or the right field umpire, Jeff Kellogg. Or the second base umpire could have had a view that was better than Joe West. But I think Joe West was the guy who made the call because he had a clear view, I think.
What's funny about that?
Number one, you try to keep the ball in your bare hand. There's no way anybody's going to knock it out of your bare hand.
How old are you?
But in
Fucking
the club,
10?
You can see Minkiewicz between Randy Marsh and Rodriguez. All Marsh sees is the ball go down the right field line.
And to Francona's credit, when he came out to argue, as you look at the play from behind and the view that Marsh had, Francona came out very calmly and asked Joe West to come with him down to Randy Marsh and for the umpires to get together. Clearly, Francona saw it from his spot in the dugout. The umpires call Rodriguez out on interference. For the second time tonight, they've gotten together and made the proper call. I know when that ball was trickling down the right field line, Red Sox fans are thinking, here we go again. But as it stands, it's still a 4-2 game. Sheffield is trying to tie it with one swing. 2 out in the inning because of this interference.
Watch Randy Marsh, first base umpire. He's watching here, but here, A-Rod never touches the base. Randy Marsh calls safe. He never touches the base. He has not touched first base yet.
But he comes back on his way to second, he touches it, and then goes to second.
0-1 is the count on Arroyo as the Red Sox all left their positions while fans fired baseballs and debris down onto the field. Here's an 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1. Popped up left side. Foul ball and out of play. One and 2 on Sheffield. Before the reversal of the call, it was a 4-3 game with Rodriguez standing in second. Sheffield coming up only 1 out of the inning. After getting the call correct, Jeter at first, 2 out. 1 and 2 on Sheffield.
I'm broadcasting from Haps.
And a pop-up in play. Veritek.
Dude, let it go already. People stopped listening to you fucking 9 posts ago.
He gives up a run.
It was a stupid comment. I called you stupid. Move on.
Bottom 3 in the order coming up. That means Veritek, Cabrera.
If you're going to be butthurt for saying something stupid and getting called stupid, that's on you.
4-2.
Otherwise, start your own fucking stream and say dumb shit on that.
Trying to force
Because that was stupid.
tomorrow night. In the process, trying to become the first team ever down 3-0 to force a game 7. As it stands now, they're only the third team in history to force even game 6. Veritek 2 out of 3, and he takes it inside, a ball and a strike.
That strange base running play by Alex Rodriguez is not without precedent. 5 years ago, in '99, the Red Sox played the Yankees here. They lost 10 innings on a home run by Bernie Williams to center field. And in the top of the 10th, Jose Offerman.
No, it wasn't funny. What was funny about that?
Actually, Offerman was.
How is that funny?
And didn't have control of the ball on second base.
I mean, there's nothing funny about it. It's just
The
stupid.
Red Sox did not like it. Jimmy Williams was then the manager. And then in game 4, the Yankees traveled up to Boston. And Jose
The fact that you're still talking about it is fucking stupid.
and was called out going out of the baseline. Fenway faithful were very angry, throwing things off the field and reminiscent of what happened tonight.
A ball and 2 strikes. Veritek first shot.
Scared you. Folky was fucking nails. He was the MVP anyway.
Alex Rodriguez, if he can do it, you can get away with
Yeah,
it.
but see, here's the thing, dude.
Why not?
I'm laughing at you,
Otherwise, you're out.
not with you.
It's an out. He
That's
took
the
a shot
difference.
at it. And Veritek is on to start the 9th inning. He's 3 out of 4 tonight. There's the move by Rodriguez, firing his left arm into the left forearm of Bronson Arroyo, knocking the ball
He
out
wasn't firing anything. He was slapping.
down the line, and he was called out for interference. Now it's Orlando Cabrera, and it's Keith Holt getting loose.
War is the direct result of failed politics. And
A lot of ways Francona can go here. You can sacrifice. Now that sounds conservative, but one more run to the Red Sox. Quite a boost for the Red Sox chances of winning.
Cabrera rips it foul. Well, Terry Francona took Schilling out after 7. He brings in Bronson Arroyo. Arroyo gives up a double and a single. Maintains the lead. It's a 4-2 game. Mel Stottlemyre is out to talk as the fans at the upper deck throw that souvenir back. And Tim, I know Loiza gets loose. I know you have been impressed with the management
good for you, brother.
of Terry Francona in this series,
Have a good night.
backed up with really nowhere else to turn and treating at times the 7th and 8th innings like they were the 9th inning and that was all that was left. And he has really made a lot of shrewd moves.
He's seems like all he's got is criticism around Boston. Did not sit real well with Terry.
I mean, I think it's a gutsy move to take Schilling out the way he's rolling.
Right. Well, bringing Polk in the other day, in game 4, the 7th inning, he told us what he was going to do before the game started and did exactly what he told us. They won it in 12 innings. They won last night in 14. They're taking here in the 9th.
Now you can look at what David Ortiz has done with the bat for the Boston Red Sox and call him their MVP, but I think a close second is what Keith Polk has done to this point.
Yep.
There's no doubt. Well, I wouldn't say no doubt. The offense that Ortiz has shown, but for him to pitch as many innings as a closer in each of these games, 3 innings in 1.
I think we all are, Trumpy.
I know this is the,
It was.
this is the end of the
I
line.
think there was a sigh of relief when he got traded. A big sigh. Because he didn't want to be here and he didn't want to fucking play. And he made no bones about any of that.
It's one thing to understand that, and then it's another to go out there and do it slow down as Folk did the other night. A Yankee offense did roll.
The team as a whole, Wakefield comes up to Frank Mona in his cleats, and he was the starting pitcher for the next day and said, if you need me, I'll pitch. He gave up the start. There's a lot of guys on that Red Sox team. Get that team attitude.
Cabrera stays up there at 1-2. And as it stands right now, Wakefield is in line for a Game 7 start tomorrow night.
No chance in hell.
Seems like baseball, more than any other sport, is concerned with the move of the manager instead of the performance of the player. You're a manager and you bring in a pitcher, get him out. If you don't blame me.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 on, nobody out, and Markle steps off. Weiser was the losing pitcher in last night's 14-inning affair, but he lost predominantly because of walks. He was throwing the heck out of the ball, and he's the right-hander getting loose right now, along with Canyon Sturts out in the Yankee pen. Cairo flips for 1, safe. Cairo a little trouble getting rid of it. That delay allowed Cabrera to get down to first.
Those infielders' gloves are smaller for a reason. So infielders can get the ball out of their
Good. He was a good
The
teammate.
ball hangs up a bit. And because of that, Cabrera
Dude can
needs
play
to
some
throw.
first base too, man. Wow.
Close. Very close.
More stuff being thrown onto the field after that call. It's 1-on-1 out for Bellhorn, who is the hitting hero. And now the umpire's going to get together. You wonder if they're going to make an announcement, pull the Red Sox into their dugout, pull the Yankees off the field. Because right now it's dangerous every time a call is made. Now Joe Torre comes out of the dugout once John Hirschbeck and Joe West got together, and Joe Torre's going to make a pitching change. It's an upset crowd here in Yankee Stadium with the Red Sox leading 4-2. Canyon Sturts is in the game. Bellhorn is at the plate. And another check on the runner. That was close. The crowd gets on Randy Marsh again.
Oh, where you at?
He's safe. Just to bring it up again, Al, you've seen it during your playing career. There's been a fundamental change in how these umpires.
He was a very good ump. He was just an asshole.
I would say it's happened over the last 4 or 5 years, where it's been at least a lot more noticeable. Bellhorn takes the ball outside, where umpires before used to say, I had to look at it. I'm the one that had the best shot at it. It's my call. And now they get together. If somebody saw something, they'll change the call.
I don't know when that's changed. I don't know whether it's a coordination of now not having American League umpires, National League umpires. They are now just Major League umpires. But yes, that is true.
Cabrera starts and stops on a strike to Bellhorn.
They coordinate much better than they ever had. You're exactly right, Joe. There was many instances where every other umpire saw it one way, and that one umpire would not change his opinion.
Without that change, in this game specifically, Bellhorn would not have been credited with a home run to left. Who knows what?
No, he wasn't a bad umpire. He's just an asshole. He's actually a very consistent umpire for the most part.
Bronson Arroyo.
I commend them. It's about getting it right.
One ball, one strike on Bellhorn. from Sturts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They fucking hated him.
Sturts pitching for the third.
For good reason, too. He was an asshole. On purpose.
What an odd feeling to watch baseball. As Cabrera takes off and goes through by Posada and strike two on Belmont. Police officers down the lines. The crowd right now really not making much noise. Everybody's standing.
No.
It's got a feeling here in the ninth inning at Yankee Stadium.
You know what? They do, yes. Yes, they do.
The importance of the game is almost distorted now under these circumstances.
An important stolen base for Cabrera. That's his first of the postseason. Now Bellhorn takes ball 3-2. In the bottom of the ninth inning, it'll be Matsui, Bernie Williams, and Posada. Yankees will.
Oh, gosh. Jimmy Joyce, Randy Marsh were nice. Great guy.
Inside again on Bellhorn. He had a better swing and still full. Monstro, while he was in there 2/3 of the inning, 2 hits, responsible for one on. Bellhorn walks.
Shoulder.
2 on, 1 out.
I had my bicep was,
There's a lot of baseball
I guess the word is rotting,
left to be played here,
and I had to have it transposed and moved. The Red Sox wouldn't let me have the surgery when I wanted to have it, so I wasn't able to come back.
Much better feeling for Bellhorn to head off the field tonight with that 3-run home run. Draws a walk here. It's 2 on, 1 out. Look ahead to a potential Game 7 tomorrow night, which would be at 8 Eastern following Game 6.
Pressure's on, Yanks.
Heyman takes high, ball 1.
We talked about Terry Francona in the last inning and talking about Mark Bellhorn at the press conference 2 days ago. The written media in Boston just crying for Pokey Reese to start as the fans were. And Terry Francona said, obviously, we have a higher opinion of Mark Bellhorn.
I ended on my own terms because I had surgery and I rehabbed it and got healthy again, and I retired after that.
82 RBIs during the regular season, 17 home runs. The RBIs tonight is first of this postseason. With 2 on, 1 out. Another one high from Sturts. 2-0. If there is a Game 7 tomorrow night, the Yankees, their postseason history, a 2-3 record here. Game 7. Last win was last year over the Red Sox. Jeter, 2 out.
Oh, he's great to play for.
Misses a chance. Now it'll be Miller. You look throughout.
Yeah, this was a pretty cool way to end my career.
1946, and how close they have come. 46 World Series, losing 7 games to the Cardinals as they did in 67. 1975, lost in 7 games in the World Series to the Reds. 86 to the Mets. And then 2003, the ALCS in 7 games to the Yankees. Miller grounds and foul. Miller hit by a pitch, and he's grounded out 3 times. Volk is already loose. He was warming up. And he is ready to go. 2 on, 2 out. Ball 1 to Miller. Like a little kid sitting there getting ready to come in.
I was thinking the same thing.
About to throw the most important pitches of his career. 2 on, 2 out. Miller can make it easier on him. 2-1.
It was Roy Campanella who said you got to have a lot of little boy in you to play baseball, and we just had a shot at that.
So the Police lining the field. Play on in the 9th inning. 4-2 Boston. Here's the 2-1. Miller pops it up. Jeter says he has it. Red plays with it. The inning is over. Red Sox strand 2. They've left 7. 4, 5, and 6 coming up for the Yankees. 5 of the 9th. Game 6. 4-2 Boston. The other we knew was Keith Holt. His last 16 appearances. Regular season and postseason. A 3-1 record against the Yankees. 5 for 5 in save opportunities. And an ERA of 0.86. Police officers.
Oh, his dad was amazing. Love John LeClaire.
Right there in the front. In case they're needed, hopefully they won't. First pitch is a strike to Matsui. Keith Folk, day after day after day. Game 4, 2 2/3 innings. Game 5, an inning and a third. Now working for the 3rd consecutive day, trying to save Game 6. Protecting a 2-run lead. 1 ball, 1 strike. Will those ghosts the Yankees, or will the Red Sox become the first team down 3-0? The Red Sox become the first team to force Game 7. Trying to drill that outside corner. Folk get it. 2-2. That is foul. Veritek trying to pounce on it before it.
Thank you.
Check back foul.
Now you're thinking on a ball like that, you almost try to push it fair. Put your body between the umpire.
Yeah, Joe, I think Joe's fine. He's just a liar.
In the hopes of having it call it fair, but it was foul.
And we know by now this group would have gotten together and gotten the call right.
That's exactly right.
Full count. El Duque getting loose.
Thank you guys for checking in tonight, by the way.
I'll lead off walk.
It's as bad as a home run. You're in the 9th inning. You're trailing by 2. Matsui had hit that ball out.
Because he's kind of a clown.
Same thing.
Bernie Williams, the all-time career postseason home run leader, with 1 tonight. Digs in. And takes a strike. Back in the 7th. The only run tonight during 7 Masterful innings from Kurt Schilling. A tremendous performance by one of the game's great pitchers.
Racist scumbag.
It's now full. Bernie Williams.
Next week we'll do 2001 postseason. Dude, fucking let it go already. Jesus. No, Bible study is 9.
Strike two.
I'm trying to get game 1 of the 2001 National League Division Series. All right, you're out, brother. You are now.
One out. The Red Sox 2 outs away.
A great changeup from Keith Cole.
Clock strikes midnight as Bernie Williams chases that changeup.
Hey, dude, with the orange whatever avatar, I can't read what you're writing anymore. So you might as well go do something else.
Posada takes a strike. It's been away to each left-handed hitter in this ninth inning.
Yeah, that's the one thing that the walk does. It brings the potential tying run to the plate. And that prevents you from pitching inside. You have to stay
No, it
away.
doesn't.
They're going to hit it out. They can hit it out the other way.
2 strikes on Posada.
Which is generally a closer's mentality. Most closers live away. You look through the history of closers, it's pretty much away. This matchup here with Posada, who is not as good an all-speed hitter, a very good fastball hitter, short course and right, very good changeup on Falk. This is a great matchup for Falk. History shows it. He's batting 105 lifetime.
Ball 1. Showing Posada a fastball up and out of the strike zone. Off the hands, he came inside in a pop-up. Miller is 2 out in the ninth inning.
Throwing all those pitches away, change-ups and fastballs, opens up the inside part of the plate. You get a guy leaning, Veritek inside, and Posada is jammed. The Red Sox get a precious second out. See that ball making contact on the trademark. Good sequence of pitching by Folk Veritek.
Now the man who tied Game 4 of the division series at Minnesota with a huge 3-run home run to help the Yankees clinch that series that day in extra innings. Digs in. Ruben Sierra. They play behind Matsui at first. 2 out. Ball 1.
Yeah, that was before this game, the first time.
Right on the corner, 1-1. Varitek trying to pull it back in 2-1. Just outside 3-1. Folk thought he had strike 2.
So did Varitek. Whenever Varitek looks back at the home plate umpire, he wants that pitch. Watch. Right there. Where was it? Joe West said it was low.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't blame Varitek and Folk for expecting the count to be 2-2 instead of 3-1. That's true.
Well, early in the game, Schilling had a 2-0 fastball that was high that Sierra thought was a ball. Joe West called it a strike. The pitch before that changeup that Joe West apparently called down was the same high fastball that he called a ball.
So now the count, 3 balls and a strike. Sierra could tie it with a home run. Full count, and Folk came right after him with a 3-1 fastball. Two out. Matsui will go from first. The Red Sox only care about Ruben Sierra. Foul back here. Another 3-2 pitch from Folk. Trying to save it. 2 on, 2 out. And Tony Clark is coming up. Now the Yankees are 1 swing away with a long ball from Clark from ending this series and going on to the World Series. 2 walks in the inning. Clark, the winning run at the plate.
The outfielders of the Red Sox playing about 4 to 5 feet deeper than they would normally play. A no doubles defense in the outfield.
Ball 1. Clark is only in there because of the foot injury suffered by John Olrud in Game 3. He would be an unlikely hero.
I already did mute him. He's been muted for 10 minutes.
Well, you have to be wondering what Tony Clark was looking for.
Two and two. Clark during the regular season, 16 home runs. He has 1 RBI this postseason. He's 3 out of 19. Again, the Red Sox are 1 strike away from becoming the first team ever down 3-0 in postseason history to force a Game 7. The Yankees are 1 swing away potentially from winning.
That's a big pitch right there because now on a 3-2 count, 2 out, Sierra will be running from first base. His is the run that would tie.
Oh yeah, still talk to him.
Runners go. Red Sox force game 7. A tremendous pitching performance by Schilling, Arroyo, and Keith Oak, who does it again. And why wouldn't this rematch of last year's ALCS last 7 games?
That's right.
Tonight's game on Fox is brought to you by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge. Our Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers. State Farm, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by MasterCard.
Wickenburg.
Some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. It seems only right, even though the Yankees, I'm sure at this point, wouldn't agree.
Amazing, Bo. They won. Well, that was fun. Do it again next week. We're going to start making it so it wasn't actually bad this week, but in an effort to get rid of trolls, we're going to start making it so it, if you're not the it'll be you have to be a subscriber sponsor. Yeah, I do remember the hall pass. Good stuff. That was fun. We'll do another game next week. But in the meantime, hold on one sec. I am going to go AFK for a little bit. Not a chance in hell. If Mr. Henry sells the team before, if I get in and Mr. Henry and Warner don't own the team, it's something I would think about. Absolutely. Yeah. There they are. 1 second. All right. So I'm going to log off and reset, clean my cache and everything. And then I'll be back on. It's what, 1 o'clock now? I'm up for the night. So